Welcome to another video, guys. Got my goggles on for no apparent reason other than they were in the kitchen where I left them, and I took them and I put them on for a video to make it more interesting. Look at that. Look at that. Infinity paradox. You see me there? Then it keeps going, it keeps going. So guys, what I've been up to. Last time I did a video, I was cleaning my room. That's pretty much done. It got to the point where I did all the main things, like cleaning out my cupboards, and now I've just got a whole lot of just like fucking tat everywhere that I don't know where to put, and I'm just exhausted from it all. It's fucking bad. But yeah. I don't know what to talk about. I got a journal the other day, a real fucking thick one, to write all my philosophical ideas and shit. So I thought I might fucking show you some. The Psychonaut Journal. For me, by me. Eckhart Tolle quotes. I don't know what I'm showing you here, like, this is for me, but, you know, make it artistic. I have to look at that joint I'm on smoke. Let me fucking read some shit. Let me just... here's one. I like to think... I can't see because it's fucking mirrored in my phone. But what it says is, I like to think of myself as a seeker of truth. So, be open to truth. Allow it. The truth can hurt. But, anything else can too. It's just, anything other than the truth is a habit. It's comfortable. The truth can hurt because you're allowing yourself to plunge into the unknown. But the unknown is liberating when you can integrate it. People argue. Let me show you. Let me fucking show you the page. You know, make it a bit artistic, you know, want it to look nice. People argue to prove their point. But what's the point in proving your point? You can only say how you see it, and if they don't understand you, there's nothing you can do about that. If you can explain your point simply and they don't get it, then they don't get it. Move on. You do you and they'll do them. Embody your own truth rather than trying to convert people into believing your own truth. Something that a lot of people need to work on, definitely I do, is that I can get triggered when people are just sort of ignorant. But then I gotta remember that I'm ignorant as well. Someone who's more fucking consciously evolved can look at me and be like, yeah, he's ignorant. So, you know, trying to get people to be like, don't you fucking understand where I'm trying to come from? It's like, no, not always, because they haven't evolved that far in a certain aspect in their mind. And to get triggered by that is, that's pointless, because, you know, they can't do anything about that. They'll learn the truth that you think is true for you. They'll learn that when they come to it. And maybe they won't. Maybe you're wrong. You got to be open to that as well. Is your point even true? Is your point right? Or is it wrong? Or is it both? Because this leads me on to the next page about hypocrisy. Hypocrisy. When you're in a low state, you say something you believe to be true. When you're in a higher state, you say something you believe to be true, but it contradicts the belief you had when you were in a low state. A classic. So, which is true? Both and both half true and half false. But the absolute truth is the thing that allows true and false to exist. You can see that yin yang duality. The whole yin yang thing is the absolute truth. This bit is true, this bit is false. The positive and negative within the one thing. And that's what I've done. I mean, I didn't show you all the pages, but I mean, there you go, you know. Something that I'm getting into. Fucking journaling my journal. Journaling my journey of self-discovery. Self-discovery is a weird thing because, wow, it's weird because you can go so far into self-discovery that the only way forward, you know, you've got to come to an end point, you know. If you keep, what am I trying to say here? Is that I think if you go so far into self-discovery, what you find is that you are everything. It's the only way that exists, oneness. You exist along with all these other things, but actually, in actuality, all these other things and you is just one thing. And if there's only one thing, that means I am that one thing. And so is everything else. But I don't know, man, you know, it's fucking hard to explain oneness, non-duality. But, yeah. I don't know what to talk about. Here's one interesting one from my journal, actually. This one. You know, pause the video if you want to fucking look at the I need alone time to be more me. When I'm with other people, I can feel I get sucked into their vortex of energy and I become who I think they think I am, rather than who I think I am. And who I think I am feels closer to truth than who I think they think I am. Closer to my true being, closer to reality, closer to love. Sometimes I forget my true being when I'm with other people, and that's something I gotta work on, to be me with other people. Practice being me alone, and it will become easier to be me with people. Me with a capital M. The me, the me, the me, the me that is you, and the you that is me, in the non-duality. See, I'm just like, you know, toying with these ideas now, these spiritual ideas, because there's one thing to know it, write it all down, you know, like be a fanatic, study it, but there's a whole other realm that isn't just knowing it, it's embodying the truth. And you know, there are still aspects within me that look at spirituality and go, fuck that, you know, fuck it, it's not worth it. But on a deeper level, it's more rich. The aspects that know sort of the metaphysical and spiritual realm, that know that they exist, is a much richer aspect of myself and seems a lot more truer than the aspects that are like, spirituality, you're fucking wrong, you know, or it's just like, how can I ever know anything? And yeah, I don't know. I need to wash this bong. Don't particularly like bongs anyway. I prefer a joint or a brownie. But yeah, here's my journal. It looks like a Bible. 720 pages. I've only written in it today, and I've already done fucking 10 pages of shit. Well, I wrote in. Yeah. Anyway, that's really basically what I wanted to show you guys. Basically, what's going on in my life is, yeah, I've lost a bit of touch with the spiritual side of life, even though that I know in another deeper aspect of myself that that's all there is to life. Everything can be contained in the spiritual side of life, the metaphysical perspective. You got the metaphysical thing, which is oneness, and then everything within it, you know. But that's the thing that everything can exist within. If you understand what I'm trying to say, maybe. But So yeah, I haven't really been feeling that all. Haven't really been taking that spiritual perspective. I've been getting lost in my thoughts and identifying with them quite often. Procrastination, sort of a lot of, subconscious autopilot, just going about my day as usual, and subconscious autopilot is just what you've been practicing. It's just what your habits. And I've gotten into a habit over the years of feeling depression and feeling anxiety for years. So when I fall back into this subconscious state, which is just autopilot, then depression, anxiety can rise up. However, I am overall becoming more and more conscious. I'm using my conscious mind more often than I used to. And so when I fall back into the autopilot, it's not as bad as before, because I've sort of integrated this other truth, this other side of me. And what was I just saying, man? What was I just saying? It's not as bad. Yeah, so I think, getting into the depression, anxiety was because of consciousness, not subconscious program, subconscious autopilot. I did have to become aware of the suffering within me and with other people in the world and stuff, and the whole big aspect was like, oh my god, that makes me so depressed. And I just lived in that for so long that it became habit. So whenever I come back into that habit, autopilot, subconscious drive, I'm back in this sort of depression and anxiety. But like I said, I'm beginning to become more aware of the positives in life as well, and the grand scale of things, and the infinite nature of everything. And that's putting this depression, anxiety into perspective. It's putting my ego into perspective. It's putting all my problems into perspective. It's putting all my sense of self into perspective. Like, I'm somebody doing something. But coming from the other metaphysical perspective, it's just like, I am just a human. Tiny fucking little human. Out of fucking 7-8 billion people, humans, as well as heaps of animals and plants, heaps of planets and stars, even heaps of galaxies, even heaps of universes, maybe. Probably. Let's face it. Anyway. Yeah, looking at my perspective from that, it's like, okay, well, in the physical realm, let's say, because it's where most people live their life in this materialistic reality. In that sense, what am I? I'm tiny. I'm fucking small as fuck. I'm not special. I'm just another human being on a tiny little speck in space. So tiny that if you kept zooming out, you'd like fucking never see it, cunt. I'm fucking tiny. So incorporating that truth is very good. But then it comes back to the whole metaphysical thing where it's like, what is this that I'm experiencing now? Like consciousness. I'm not just like a robot, just like going about my day, or maybe I am. But the thing that's watching the robot is something that is there. And that, I think, seems to be everything. That seems to be the non-dual thing. Consciousness is everything. Everything can only exist from consciousness. So the materialistic perspective that everything is physical is all coming from consciousness. Consciousness created matter. Lots of words that are synonymous with consciousness. God would be the other one, but I don't know about that word. It's a weird. It's got too many connotations, and probably the best word to use, but I don't know. Anyway, so my life is meaningless in the grand scheme of things. It's insignificant. Like I just said, like look at the fucking vastness of the universe. I'm a fucking tiny speck, and so are you. And where does that leave us at, Don't know what this whole thing was about. What was the point? What was the topic of what I was getting to? I don't know. I don't know what I was getting to there. Consciousness. We're just here, aren't we? It's just happening. On the grand scale of things, yeah, I'm a speck, but why does my life have so much meaning? Why is there so much meaning in the universe, is the question. Reality, everything is meaningless. There's no meaning there. We create meaning. Meaning is a construct. One thing could mean one thing to somebody, and that one thing could mean a completely other thing to somebody else. It's whatever meaning you give it. This pen could trigger a panic attack with someone. With someone else, it's a fucking pen, man. What are you talking about? It's because this pen has meaning to whoever is witnessing the pen. The meaning is not absolute. Meaning is all coming from different witnesses, from different what is the word I'm looking for? From different points of awareness, from different points of view, from different people. So yeah, that's a good thing to keep in mind, is that, your perspective isn't always right. The meaning that you give something is not the absolute meaning. It's your meaning towards it. I fucking don't know what else to say, guys. I feel something's got to come out because I've been feeling this sort of negativity. these sort of negative emotions been arising within me. Nihilism, defeat, anxiety, depression. These sorts of feelings have been coming in, but I don't know what to do. Anxiety, it's a big one, isn't it? Depression is an accumulation of a whole lot of negativity in your life. And so your past is full of it, and so you can only imagine what your future is going to look like. It's like, well, my past has been negative, my future is probably going to be negative. So you imagine these scenarios with negativity. It's like, well, that's probably how it's gonna happen because it happened before. So depression is the knowing that in the future you're just gonna be the same old fucking way, being anxious and all this, and all these unresolved problems you have in the present moment, like fucking, you didn't have a great first impression with some of your acquaintances, which is making you not be able to act in the fucking more intuitive way that you want to. Fucking, that's an example. And so it's just an accumulation of like, fuck, there's so much like unresolvedness in my mind. Depression is just a fucking whole heap, it's just a burden. It's like, fuck, and I think anxiety could probably be the cause of it. I mean, not always, but I think for me anyway, is that, because if I never had anxiety, then I'd probably be able to go about my life more confident, and I wouldn't start having depression because I'd be more in the present moment and confidence. But however, that would change the whole fucking course of my life, so who the fuck could tell? If I wasn't shy, shyness is what has driven me to this point in time. If I was never shy, my life would look different right now. It would look completely different. It really would. And I don't know who can say what I'll be doing, where I would be. So who the fuck can tell? What was I saying here? I don't know. Yeah. Root problems, root causes. What is the root cause of problems? It is desire. Desire is the root cause of problems. You want something and you don't get it? Fuck, you suffer. If you stop wanting it, you don't suffer. For an example, if you want to be confident and you go out and you try and be confident but it doesn't work and you fail, it's like, fuck, I wasn't confident, and you suffer. If you get rid of that desire, it's like, well, I mean, I'm shy, but I don't really see the need in confidence. Like, it's not something I really desire. Like, it doesn't matter, it doesn't bother me. And you go out and you just be you, but you're shy and anxious. You come back and you just go, nothing of it. You don't suffer because you don't have that desire to be confident. However, if you're anxious, most people do have the desire to be confident, and there's no getting away from that. There seems to be like a natural harmony of the universe where it's just like, you got to integrate confidence as well. So I don't know the best example to use, but I mean, there you go. Desire, yeah. It's like, you can't just stop desiring things. No, you don't. You keep holding. My dinner's ready, so I'm gonna say goodbye. Have a good one. This is enough of me talking, so catch you later.